Soft music played as Queen Zainabu sat quietly beside the flowing river. This place had always been her refuge. The water moved gently, the breeze was cool, and the peaceful sound of the river calmed her troubled heart. Whenever the palace felt too heavy, this was where she came, to think, to breathe, and to be alone. That day, her body felt different. Her belly was large, heavy with life. She was in her 9th month of pregnancy, and she knew the child could arrive at any moment. As she rested by the riverbank, a sudden sharp pain struck her stomach. She gasped. Another pain followed, stronger than the first. Fear rushed through her chest. "No, not now," she whispered, gripping her belly tightly. The pain intensified. Her breathing became uneven as realization hit her. The baby was coming. "Help me!" she cried out, her voice echoing across the empty riverbank. "Please, someone help me!" But no one answered. The pain became unbearable. Her legs gave way and she collapsed onto the soft earth, crying out in agony. Alone, afraid and trembling, Queen Zainabu fought through the pain until at last the child was born right there beside the river. Exhausted and shaking, she lay back, gasping for breath. Slowly, she turned to look at her baby, expecting joy, expecting relief. Instead, her heart stopped. The child's skin was not light. It was not pale. It was pure white, glowing like fresh snow. Her eyes widened in horror. This is impossible," she whispered. She was dark-skinned. The king was dark-skinned. Fear wrapped around her heart like chains. "King Mbalam will never believe me," she thought. "He will think I betrayed him." Her hands shook as she stared at the baby. "I can't take you to the palace," she whispered brokenly. "He will kill you." Her heart shattered as she wrapped the newborn in a soft cloth and slowly walked toward the river. Each step felt heavier than the last. Before dawn, she secretly traveled to a distant orphanage at the edge of the kingdom. "Please," she begged the elderly woman there, "give me a baby. I will pay anything, but you must never tell anyone." Moved by pity, the woman handed her a healthy, dark-skinned baby boy. Queen Zainabu returned to the palace with the child, and the kingdom celebrated. Songs were sung, drums were beaten. The king smiled proudly as the boy was named Prince Kofi. But inside the queen's heart, there was no joy, only guilt. She never forgot the child she left in the river. And secrets, no matter how deeply buried, never stay hidden forever. The child of the river. Far from the palace, the abandoned baby drifted helplessly in the river, crying weakly as the water pulled him under. Just as his tiny body began to sink, a shadow moved beneath the water. It was Queen Nyasha, ruler of the Mermaid kingdom, wise, powerful, and ancient. She swam swiftly, lifting the child from the water just in time. "Who could abandon such a child?" she murmured. When she carried him underwater, the baby began to choke. Alarmed, she remembered, humans cannot breathe beneath the sea. She kissed his forehead. Magic flowed. The child inhaled. His legs shimmered and transformed into a silver tail. "You belong with us now," Queen Nyasha said softly. She named him Prince Lumumba. As he grew, the mermaid kingdom changed. Coral bloomed brighter, plants flourished, the sea sparkled with life. Prince Lumumba was different, strong, intelligent, and glowing with power. He trained as a warrior and protector, becoming unmatched among the mermaids. Queen Nyasha's daughter, Princess Amara, loved him like a brother. For 15 years, peace ruled both land and sea. But destiny was waiting. The truth revealed. King Mbalam discovered ancient scrolls foretelling a divine child, born every 200 years, marked with white skin, bringing prosperity.
The realization shook him. The child existed, and he was missing. Through divine guidance, the truth surfaced. Queen Zainabu confessed everything.
The realization shook him. The child existed, and he was missing. Through divine guidance, the truth surfaced. Queen Zainabu confessed everything. The king's rage knew no bounds, but the river had already decided the child's fate. The clash of two worlds. When King Mbalam demanded Prince Lumumba's return, Queen Nyasha refused. War loomed. Steel met magic at the river's edge. The battle raged until Prince Lumumba himself stepped forward, glowing with divine power. "This ends now," he said. He healed Queen Nyasha, stood against his father, and spoke truths sharper than any sword. "Pride destroys kings," he said. "Kindness builds them." The king fell to his knees. "I am sorry," he whispered. Those words changed everything. A king reborn. King Mbalam abandoned cruelty and ruled with humility. Dark magic was banned. Peace flourished. Prince Lumumba united land and sea, becoming a symbol of balance and wisdom. When the crown was passed to him, his reign became legend. Pride may look powerful, but it leads to ruin. True strength lies in humility, gratitude, and forgiveness. Prince Lumumba did not take the crown immediately. Instead, he asked for time. The kingdom was peaceful on the surface, but beneath that calm, many hearts were unsettled. Some people welcomed the change with open arms, while others whispered in corners, unsure of a ruler who came from both land and sea. King Mbalam, now stripped of his former pride, watched his son carefully. He spoke less, listened more, and often sat alone in deep thought. Though he had apologized, the weight of his past actions still followed him like a shadow. Queen Zainabu, free from the dungeon at last, spent her days praying quietly. Each time she looked at Prince Lumumba, her heart ached, not with fear anymore, but with a painful mix of love and regret. She wanted to speak to him, to explain more, to beg again for forgiveness, but something always stopped her. Prince Kofi, the adopted son, felt the change more deeply than anyone else. Since Prince Lumumba's return, everything had shifted. People who once praised Prince Kofi now looked past him. Guards bowed lower to Prince Lumumba. Advisors sought Prince Lumumba's opinion before his. Even servants whispered the name, the true prince. Prince Kofi smiled in public, but inside a storm was growing. Late one night, Prince Kofi stood on the palace balcony, staring into the darkness beyond the walls. His fists clenched. "So, this is how it ends for me," he muttered, cast aside like I never mattered. Behind him, a quiet voice spoke. "You are not forgotten." Prince Kofi spun around. From the shadows stepped a hooded figure, tall, thin, and wrapped in dark cloth. The torches flickered as the stranger's eyes glowed faintly red. "Who are you?" Prince Kofi demanded. "Someone who sees what others ignore. Someone who knows the danger of a kingdom ruled by a child born of prophecy." Prince Kofi's heart pounded. "Careful with your words." The stranger chuckled softly. "You think Prince Lumumba brings balance, but balance can be broken." Prince Kofi hesitated. "What do you want?" The hooded figure stepped closer. "I want justice, and you want purpose. We can help each other." Before Prince Kofi could respond, the stranger vanished into the darkness, leaving behind a strange symbol burned into the stone floor, an ancient mark forbidden by the priests. Far below the palace, deep beneath the river, Queen Nyasha stirred uneasily on her coral throne. The water around her rippled as though disturbed by an unseen force. She placed a hand on her chest. "Something is wrong," she whispered.
Princess Amara swam toward her. "Mother, what do you feel?" Queen Nyasha's eyes darkened. "A power I hoped was gone forever is awakening." At the same moment, Prince Lumumba woke suddenly from his sleep, gasping for breath. His body glowed faintly as visions flashed through his mind: fire, broken crowns, and a shadow standing where the river meets the land. He rose slowly from his bed. "This peace, it's fragile." Outside, thunder rumbled in the distance, though the sky was clear. And somewhere far beyond the kingdom's borders, ancient forces began to move, forces that had been waiting patiently for the return of the child from the river.
The strange symbol left behind on the palace floor did not fade. By morning, servants whispered about it. The chief priest was summoned at once. When he saw the mark, his face lost all color. "This sign," he said quietly, "belongs to the Order of the Veiled Flame, a forgotten group that once fed on jealousy, fear, and broken loyalty. They rise only when a heart is ready to be twisted." Prince Kofi listened from a distance, his chest tight. The priest's words echoed painfully inside him. Broken loyalty. That night, the hooded stranger returned. "You see," the figure said softly, "even the gods know you were wronged." Prince Kofi clenched his jaw. "I was raised as a prince. I loved this kingdom." "And now you are invisible," the stranger replied, "but it doesn't have to stay that way." The stranger revealed the truth. He was the last servant of the Veiled Flame, an ancient power that thrived on envy. If Prince Kofi accepted its strength, he could reclaim respect, command fear, and stand equal to Prince Lumumba. For a long moment, Prince Kofi was silent. Then he remembered the laughter of the people fading when Prince Lumumba arrived, the bows that no longer belonged to him, the future slipping through his fingers. "I accept," Prince Kofi said. Dark fire wrapped around him, not burning, but feeding. The fall of shadow. The corruption spread quietly. Crops near the palace began to fail. The river darkened at night. People argued over small things, anger rising where peace once lived. Queen Nyasha felt it immediately. "This isn't natural. Something is feeding on human emotion," she told Queen Nyasha. Queen Nyasha nodded gravely. "The veiled flame has returned." Prince Lumumba's heart sank. "Then the danger isn't from outside, it's already inside the palace." That night, the sky turned red. Prince Kofi appeared before the kingdom, cloaked in dark flame, his eyes glowing with resentment. "I was cast aside. Now I take what should have been mine." The people screamed and ran. King Mbalam, trembling, stepped forward. "My son, stop this!" Prince Kofi laughed bitterly. "You were never my father." Prince Lumumba walked forward, calm but firm. "You were loved. You still are." "Lies," Prince Kofi roared. "I stole my life." "No," Prince Lumumba replied gently. "Fear did." The veiled flame surged inside Prince Kofi, demanding control. For the first time, he hesitated. Tears filled his eyes. "I just wanted to matter," he whispered. Prince Lumumba held out his hand. "You already do." With a cry of pain, Prince Kofi rejected the flame. The dark power shattered, exploding into harmless sparks that faded into the night. Prince Kofi collapsed. Prince Lumumba caught him. A kingdom healed. Peace slowly returned. Prince Kofi survived, but chose to leave the palace, traveling the land to discover who he was beyond titles. He later returned, not as a prince seeking power, but as a leader serving the people. King Mbalam ruled his final years with humility, guided by wisdom instead of fear. Queen Zainabu found peace, finally free from guilt. Prince Lumumba became king, not by prophecy alone, but by compassion. He united land and sea, human and river folk, not through force, but understanding.
Under his reign, the river never darkened again. Moral: pride and jealousy promise strength, but they steal peace. Fear creates enemies where none exist. True power is not taken, it is earned by kindness, humility, and forgiveness. A leader who rules with love builds a future. One who rules with pride destroys it. And sometimes, the bravest victory is choosing who you will not become. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe for more powerful stories like this.